Alright, so today's lesson we're going to be talking about writing equations. Before, a long time ago, we practiced translating words or verbal phrases into algebraic expressions. Now, we want to take it a step further than expressions and talk about writing actual equations. We also want to be able to solve those equations and look at real-world problems that involve one or two step equations. So let's look at this example here. We've got Jackie's mother is 28 years old, which is 4 times Jackie's age, which we're calling A. We're using the variable A to represent Jackie's age, minus 8 years. So Jackie's mother is 28. And when we have this is here, we're going to set that is, we're usually going to make that an equals. So, and you see this is, those are all telling us equals. So 28 equals, or is, 4 times Jackie's age. So 4 times Jackie's age, which we're calling A, minus 8 years. So we can make that 28 equals 4A, because we don't want that to be confused with X, minus 8. And then we'll just go backwards and use our problem solving skills we've learned in the last couple sections. I want to subtract first, or add. And here it would make sense to add the 8, because that causes these two to cross out. We'll add the 8. We get 28 plus 8, or 36, equals 4A. And now we're going to divide the 4 on both sides, so we just have 1A instead of 4A's. And that's going to tell us that 1A is equal to 36 divided by 4, which is 9. And if we took 4 times 9, which is 36, and subtracted 8, we would get her mother's age, 28. So the answer there is 9 years. Now let's look at this example. 5 more than twice a number called n is negative 25. So if we have this number n, and it's twice that number n, but we want 5 more than that, do you see how we're taking twice the number n, and then 5 more is, remember that is usually means equals, negative 25. So 2 times a number plus 5 is equal to negative 25. So let's get this n by itself. We'll subtract 5 from both sides, and those go away. We have 2n equals negative 25 minus 5. What's 5 less than negative 25? It'd be negative 30 equals 2n. Now let's get that n by itself. We only want 1n, not 2. So let's divide by 2, cross them out. We get n equals negative 30 divided by 2, which is negative 15. For example C, we have Rafiq throwing a baseball at 84 miles per hour, which is 21 miles per hour less than twice the speed s that Jonah threw it. So this one is a little more complicated. We have to figure out what we're talking about here. We have the speed s that Jonah throws the ball, and we're talking about twice the speed. So twice that speed Jonah throws. And 21 miles per hour less than twice the speed. So we want to take twice the speed and then subtract 21. And that's going to equal Rafiq, remember this is here, is going to be the equal. It's going to equal his 84. So let's add 21 to both sides to get the s term by itself. And now we have two s's are equal to 84 plus 21, which is 105. Now let's divide both sides by 2. We get s equals 105 halves, which doesn't really simplify, but we can do, we do know that that goes into 105.50 2 times and a half left over, or 52.5 miles per hour. I guess technically we didn't have to solve that, but just gives us a little bit extra practice. So go ahead and check your knowledge of this. Translate this sentence into an equation. Nathan has $45 in savings. This is 3 times Roger's savings, called R minus 15. Now try this one. Translate the sentence into an equation. 7 more than twice the number n is negative 19. Finally, give this one a shot. Translate this sentence into an equation. Izzy's softball team won 23 games, which is 4 less than 3 times as many games as Marcy's team. And we're calling that number of games that Marcy's team won G. So a baseball bat costs $41, which is 9 more than 4 times the wholesale cost of the bat. So we want to find the bat's wholesale cost. Let's just call it C. So it's 9 more than 4 times the cost. So we have 4 times the cost plus 9 more. And now we want to make sure that that equals 41. So same as always, we'll start by getting the variable term by itself. So subtract 9 from each side. These cross out. We have 4c is equal to 41 minus 9, which is 32. Now to get the c further by itself, we divide both sides by 4. The 4's cancel out. We end up with c is equal to 32 divided by 4, or 8, telling us the wholesale cost of the bat is $8. Now go ahead and check your understanding with this question. Ethan is 12 years more than twice as old as his son. Ethan is 32 years old. How old is his son? So finally, we're going to take a look at this word problem. Miss Parsons earns $200 each week, plus $25 for each pair of shoes that she sells. How many pairs of shoes does she need to sell to earn $1,000 per week? So we know she earns 200 off the bat, plus 25 times the pairs of shoes she sells. So we'll call that X. How many X's or shoes does she need to sell to make 1,000? That's what we don't know. So we're trying to find what X is. That's the number of shoes she needs to sell. So let's get that X by itself. Subtract 200 from each side. We get 25X is equal to 800. Now divide 800 into 25 would be 32. So she would need to sell 32 pairs of shoes to earn that $1,000. Now show me that you can do it. We have Tammy spends $175 at the grocery store, which is 25 less than 4 times as much as Ted spent. How much did Ted spend? So once you've completed that, you've completed lesson 4-6 on writing equations. Make sure you get your review assignment turned into me. And as always, ask if you have any questions.